This YCN segment is brought to you by Bubba's Bar and Grill on Lake Sunapee in Newberry Harbor.
You're watching the New Hampshire Association of Broadcasters two-time award-winning YCN Game of the Week. Today we're on the campus of Lebanon High School for a Division II girls basketball game featuring the Lady Raiders hosting the Cavaliers of Hollis, Brookline. The YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by La Valley and Middleton Building Supply. Home improvement and construction from concept to completion in 10 locations in Vermont and New Hampshire. My TV, airing every weeknight from 8 to 10 on WYCI. Watch Law and Order Criminal Intent, Chicago PD, Dateline, The Good Wife, and CSI Miami. Bubba's Bar and Grill, offering fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, brick oven pizza, entrees, and award-winning seafood chowder. Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice, providing healthcare and hospice services in homes and community settings, and enabling people to stay there as long as possible. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire. MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948, committed to crafting the finest quality jewelry for our customers. HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist for the most complete line of energy products, and enjoy a level of superior customer and on-site service. And by Mascoma Savings Bank. With no shareholders to please, they are committed to remaining independent and to reinvesting profits in the community.
Good evening and welcome to Lang Metcalf Gymnasium in Lebanon, New Hampshire for tonight's Division II girls basketball game between the Hollis Brookline Cavaliers and the Lebanon Raiders. Hello everyone, I'm Jeremy Stout. I'll be joined shortly by my broadcast partner Adam Boffey, and tonight we have an exciting game to start the regular season off. The two most recent champions in Division II, the Lebanon Raiders winning 2 years ago, completing the undefeated season, and then last year, the Hollis Brookline Cavaliers winning their first championship in school history. And Adam, as we look at these teams, a rematch of the championship 2 years ago. First for the Hollis Brookline Cavaliers, defending champs. What should we look for tonight?
There's a lot of weapons on this squad, but one in particular is a senior guard by the name of Brody Kelly. Inside they have Elizabeth Atkinson. She's a 6'1" centerpiece that really should be a focal point tonight.
All right, and for the Lebanon Raiders, as we mentioned, winning the championship 2 years ago, getting bounced early last year in the playoffs against the Hanover team. What should we watch for tonight for this Lebanon Raider team?
Well, Coach Tim Kehoe has a lot of pieces back from last year, including post players Sally Rainey and Rebecca Wright. I mean, she averaged 20 points a game last season as a sophomore. Now she's a junior. Rainey's a sophomore, so key factors for this young club.
All right, it should be an exciting one to tip off the season. It's the Cavaliers and the Raiders. That's next on the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer.
Let's head down to the public address announcer for tonight's starting lineups.
Starting lineup for Hollis Brookline, number 4, Christina Balsam. Number 11, Elizabeth Boness. Number 12, Amanda Kowalski. Number 13, Brody Kelly. And number 33, Elizabeth Atkinson. Cavaliers approached by Bob Murphy, assisted by Tara Goldberg. Starting lineup for the Lebanon Raiders, number 4, junior, Megan. Number 30, senior, Izzy Perez. Number 25, sophomore, Sally Rainey. Number 15, senior, Anna Walkie. And number 23, junior, Rebecca Wright.
Welcome back. we are ready for action in the 2018-19 girls basketball season underway. The Cavaliers and the Raiders. Jeremy Stout, Adam Boffey here from Lebanon as the Cavaliers get the opening tip. Moving the ball around nicely and getting it inside, but Goklowski missing the lay-in. Nice defensive effort there.
Nice block by Atkinson to start the evening. One block already, and we're only 30 seconds in. She's a good size player.
Right, you mentioned her in the opening, and clearly already making her presence known for the Cavaliers.
Would have had an assist the last time down as well had her teammate not missed the bunny, but it is opening night, of course.
Right, still working out the jitters as we're scoreless just about through the first minute of play. Good ball movement here by the Cavaliers, and this one is good from Glokowski. She gets it to go, and she'll go to the line looking for the three-point play, with the Cavaliers up 3-0.
Nice dump down to her.
Glokowski's free throw is up, no good, and that one is dribbled off the foot, and it will stay Raider basketball. And a Wolke there, almost losing the handle, but goes off of Cavaliers defender. So Lebanon, a little bit of a slow start here, missing their only shot, and then a little sloppy, almost turning the ball over.
Yes, Hollis Brookline in the 2-3 zone defense, I see. Maybe some box and one, it appears. Not quite sure at this point, but there's a nice shot.
And a nice one there from Megan Gradigan. Just a foot inside the three-point line, so that'll be a two-pointer, and it's all tied up at 2 apiece. 6:30 to play here in the first quarter. Once again, Cavaliers moving that inside-out basketball, looking for that open shot, and they finally get it. But that's no good from Elizabeth Bennett, and the crowd lets her hear it.
Pretty frenetic pace so far. We haven't really seen any lengthy possessions at either end, which is, pretty typical of, like I said, an early season contest.
Aggressive defense down there from Bennett. Trying to get in front of the receiver, and the entry pass there, but then the kick out to the corner. And Isabel Perez doesn't get the basket, but going to the free throw line is number 23, Rebecca Wright.
Nice rebound by Becky Wright. It's hard to rebound an air ball, but she was able to do that, and here she is at the line for a chance at 2.
Looking to give the Raiders their first lead of the season, and the first one rims out no good. Now premiering every Saturday night at 6 p.m. is Yankee Chronicle, the who, what, and where show of Northern New England on all WYCI and WYCU. Second free throw is up and good, and the Raiders do have the early 3-2 lead with just over 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. And then Becky Wright, she's everywhere, and not only is we going to see her on offense like we just did, getting the rebound and then going to the line, but defensively as well.
Yes, it looks like the Raiders, after they make a hoop, are picking up in full court press.
Inside, and that one's good. Elizabeth Atkinson, her first basket.
Nice textbook drop step there.
And this game has really lived up to its billing with the 2 inside post players, Atkinson and Wright, both touching the ball.
Yeah, it's a great matchup. You'd hope that both players will get to play lots of minutes and not be in foul trouble. I noticed last time Wright a little tentative on the defense, not trying to block the shot or anything early on.
Entry pass and then kick back out. Wolke with a shot just inside the line. They will say it's a 3, so Anna Wolke on the board with a 3.
That was
the Raiders back in the lead, 6-4.
Gift from the referee because her foot was on the line.
It did look like that. Nice entry there, but no good. The rebound going back to the Cavaliers. That was Brody Kelly getting the rebound, and then on the shot, Blakowski. She'll go to the line. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Harris Family Furniture in Plymouth, Laconia, and Chichester.
As we rejoin, Blakowski on the line, shooting 2.
Foul on Rainey that time. Kind of an unfortunate reach foul, and now she will get a sub from Coach Kehoe.
Yeah, her second foul of the night, as we see the first free throw no good. Blakowski's second one hits off the back iron, no good, and it will be rebounded by the Raiders, helped by a foul call, and that's going to go against Atkinson, her first, team second.
Not the kind of foul you want to give if you're Atkinson. You want each of your fouls to count, and that was just a reach foul that didn't need to happen. Much like the Rainey foul we saw previously.
6-4 our score. Just over 3 minutes into this contest. There's the three-point attempt, no good, but a nice rebound by Radigan, and she'll clear it back out. Good double team help there from the Cavaliers, but that means someone's open, and that's Wolke in the corner. No good, and rebounded by Bonnet. They're going to call the foul on Wolke, and that's not a smart foul coming from 15 feet away. She did think she was going to be able to steal that pass, but just a little too aggressive, and she picks up her first foul, team's third. Today's game is being brought to you in part by Echo Communications. Call them for all your printing needs. Check airtimes by clicking on schedules at ycnnow.com.
That foul was on Izzy Fabry and Fabry, excuse me, and again a reach foul. She tried to step into a passing lane, and she was a split second late, just like Wolke the play before.
And a nice entry pass there. Atkinson takes that one to the hoop and the bucket to tie the game. And you're right, Adam, the Lebanon Raiders, you give them credit for being aggressive, but sometimes she could be a little too aggressive, and we're seeing that in the early going.
Indeed.
Shot up, no good, but a nice rebound by Wright. She puts it back, gets her own rebound, and she puts it back up again. So Becky Wright with her first field goal to go along with the free throw. She's got 3, and the Raiders lead by 2. This game is being brought to you in part by the Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice, providing independence for patients and peace of mind for families. A long 3 from the corner is no good. We'll have a jump ball. 3:04 to play. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist.
3 minutes to play in the first quarter. The Raiders leading the Cavaliers 8-6. Jeremy Stout, Adam Boppy here playing Metcalf Gymnasium. Gradigan hits the three-pointer. She's got 5 points, and the Raiders extend their lead to 5.
Things starting to settle in a little bit here for the Raiders, and the pace of play has slowed down.
Three-pointer off the backboard. It counts. Christina Balsamo cutting into that lead. Now it's only 2 points for the Raiders. And you're right, Adam. A little bit of a exciting first couple of minutes, a little sloppy as well. But now both these teams look like they're settling down there. But then, as I say that, Perez dribbles it off her foot. Turnover. Hollis Brookline has a chance to tie it up or take the lead. Three-pointer no good, and Perez gets the rebound. Radigan and Wolke from the wing. Wolke a step inside the line, gets it to go again. She's got 5.
Nice 14-footer from the elbow extended there. Nothing but net.
Very nicely done. And then down on the defensive end, Lebanon forcing the turnover. As we mentioned, these two teams familiar with each other, playing in the championship 2 years ago. It was Hollis Brookline's first ever trip to the finals, losing to the Raiders, who went undefeated. And then the following year, Hollis Brookline getting to the finals and winning it for their first championship. Call the foul there on number 4, Christina Balsamo. That's going to be her first foul.
And that was the product of a nice pick that Perez set for her teammate. Ended up on the ground, but she got a foul out of it.
A tough foul, 18 feet from the hoop. Never want to see those. Wolke off the screen, gives it up to Perez. And then dribbled away, loose ball. I think they're going to call that one against Brody Kelly. No, that's going to go against the Raiders. Megan Gradigan, her first team's 5th. (13-9) in a fast-paced first quarter. Nice entry pass there, but couldn't get the basket. And then on the rebound, I believe that was Bennett who got that one to go.
Great position by Kuklowski on the miss. She really has some good footwork in there, as does Atkinson.
So that basket cuts Lebanon's lead to 2. Gradigan in the corner, passed it up. And then Wolke from behind the arc, no good.
Not many white jerseys on that rebound that time.
And kind of a little Euro step, and missing it is Kelly, and looks like Lebanon may hold for the final shot here as we approach 20 seconds to play. Gradigan being guarded heavily by Balsamo. And Balsamo tips it away. It's going to be a jump ball, and it's going to be Cavalier basketball, 12 seconds to go.
Nice aggressive defense on their part. Give them one more chance at, a hoop this quarter.
So inside 10 seconds, see what the Cavaliers come up with. They get it into Atkinson. Will kick it back out to Bennett. And then finally it goes out to Balsamo, who can't get it to fall to would have given them the lead. But alas, it's no good at the end of one here from Lebanon, New Hampshire. It's the Raiders 13, Cavaliers 11. We'll take a break, come back with second quarter action. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by La Valley Building Supply and Middleton Building Supply.
The YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by La Valley and Middleton Building Supply. Home improvement and construction from concept to completion in 10 locations in Vermont and New Hampshire. My TV, airing every weeknight from 8 to 10 on WYCI. Watch Law and Order Criminal Intent, Chicago PD, Dateline, The Good Wife, and CSI Miami. Bubba's Bar and Grill, offering fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, brick oven pizza, entrees, and award-winning seafood chowder. Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice, providing healthcare and hospice services in homes and community settings, and enabling people to stay there as long as possible. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire. MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948, committed to crafting the finest quality jewelry for our customers. HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist for the most complete line of energy products, and enjoy a level of superior customer and on-site service. And by Mascoma Savings Bank. With no shareholders to please, they are committed to remaining independent and to reinvesting profits in the community.
Welcome back. Lang Metcalf Gymnasium. Friday night, opening night of the Division II girls basketball season. Raiders leading Cavaliers 13-11. In addition to airing on our 3 TV stations, all YCN games and programs are posted for your viewing pleasure anytime at ycnnow.com. And don't forget to stay tuned at the end of our telecast for the HR Clough Kearsarge Heating Turning Up the Heat Player of the Game, choosing the player that had the greatest impact on today's contest. An exciting start to that quarter. Alternating the lead until Lebanon kind of started to pull away, but Adam, this tight defense as we see another steal. This one from Balsamo. This Cavaliers defense, they're not going to quit all game.
Coach Kehoe can't be happy with that lackadaisical pass that was just delivered on the perimeter either, because it set up the turnover.
And then Cavaliers try and return the favor as that entry pass wasn't the strongest, but luckily tipped away by the Raiders, and Cavs will get it back. Balsamo gives it up to Kelly and then sets the screen, and then Kelly gets it back again, drives, and she'll draw the foul. That'll be Gradigan's second foul, team's sixth.
And Rainey was guarding Atkinson last time. Now Wright's back on her. But Kehoe obviously not afraid to mix it up a little bit.
You can see Wright and Atkinson battling in there, and that one's going to go against Wright. Both battling for position, and Coach Kehoe not happy. He thought they were playing fair, and he was wondering why he didn't get the call down the other end. So that'll put Atkinson at the line, shooting 1 and 1. First one is up and good. Second one upcoming to give the tie to the Cavaliers if she can convert. And she does. So Atkinson ties the game with a couple of free throws. She has 6 points to lead all scorers in the early going.
Hollis Brookline in its 2-3 zone. Quite an expanded zone. Nice penetration there.
Yeah, it was quite expansive, and Sally Rainey took advantage of that, driving to the hole. Didn't quite get it, but the offensive rebound back to the Raiders. And now Wright trying to back down Atkinson. She turns it over.
I would encourage Wright to limit the dribbles in that situation and just turn and face. Not try to drive so much.
Atkinson kicked it out, then screens, and then comes off the screen. Nice little pick and roll there, and Atkinson, another bucket.
And she's been the recipient of numerous textbook bounce passes from her teammates, which is always, a nice ball to receive.
An underrated pass, especially at the high school level, is that bounce pass. And as you mentioned, we've seen the Cavaliers use that a number of times. The defense that they've played has been pretty aggressive. This one was a little too aggressive as Atkinson picks up her second foul. She'll have to sit down, and that's the team's fourth foul. Wide open in the corner, and no good from Perez, but the offensive rebound and the hoop.
Great effort there by Rainey. Didn't really have rebounding position, but it didn't matter. She went up and she grabbed that ball and got fouled on her putback attempt.
So Burnett with her first foul, team's fifth, and Rainey missing the front end of the two shots after missing the putback.
Rainey, soccer goalie in the fall. Standout player for the Raiders. Makes the second free throw.
Cuts into it, 1 point deficit. Today's telecast is being brought to you in part by MJ Harrington Jewelers and Designers in Newport, New Hampshire. Defensive effort there from Rainey. We saw her do that twice. She shut off the baseline the first time. Cavs tried to go back. She kept her feet, picked up the defensive positioning, and the offensive foul goes against the Cavaliers.
Very helpful play because her teammate was beat off the dribble, and that's what help defense is about. You step in and hopefully you can take a charge once in a while.
Radichin from distance, her second three of the night, and it gives the Raiders the lead back 17-15. Again, nice defense from Rainey. She goes straight up, and Radichin gets it stolen away. Jump ball. It'll go back to the Cavaliers when we come back. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Lake Sunapee Visiting Nurse Association and Hospice.
17-15 hour score here in Lebanon, New Hampshire. Jeremy Stout, Adam Boffey. Cavaliers and the Raiders locked in a tight one. The two most recent Division II champions squaring off to open the season as we see Balsamo missing the three.
She's got a little bit of a trigger finger tonight, Balsamo does, although she has hit 1-3 off the glass.
Rainey going into the middle, but nice defensive effort. Another jump ball, that'll go to the Raiders.
Clean block inside by, I believe, Goklowski on that Rainey take.
If you enjoy YCN's local content, make sure you check out YCNnow.com to view and share these videos anytime you want. Also, give us a like on Facebook.
Goklowski heading to the bench with her second foul.
Entry past the right. She goes up, and Burnett going to draw the... She will, yes, it will be on Burnett.
One of the fans screamed, "Give it to her," and the advice was heeded, right? Did get a nice pass inside, and here she is at the foul line.
So Wright will be at the line shooting a pair, 1 for 2 so far tonight. She makes the first one. And they really do have to take advantage of Atkinson being on the bench with those two fouls. And like you said, and the fans said, get it to Wright. And if she's not going to make it inside the paint, at least get to the free throw line.
Right, with some decent shooting range as well.
And she makes the second one, 3 for 4 from the line. And the lead now 4 points, 19-15. They've, I believe, scored 5 straight. And stolen away by Rainey. She is really protecting that baseline tonight.
Yeah, they thwarted the Hollis Brookline pick and roll very effectively there, and also got a steal out of it.
Come down the other end, and Wolke drains the corner 3.
Good ball movement there to set up that open shot.
22-15, halfway through the second quarter. Nice little cut there, and the foul by Wright. That's going to be her second.
Barnett delivering the nice backdoor pass to her teammate, Kelly. And, you know, those are hard to defend, a well-executed backdoor pass, because, as we know, good offense generally does beat good defense.
Free throw is up and no good from Kelly, and Becky Wright will be left in the game with 2 fouls. So you see a little bit of a different strategy here from Coach Kehoe versus Coach Murphy, who has taken Atkinson out with the 2 fouls, but Lebanon leaving Wright in with the 2 fouls as the second free throw goes down for Kelly. Three-point attempt off the rim, and Catherine Cole just entering the game, and she fires 25-16. Another nice little cut back door, but can't complete the pass and the basket.
Back door seems to be open here for the Cavaliers. Something maybe the Raiders can tighten up at halftime.
The YCN scoreboard sponsor is LaValle and Middleton Building Supply, home improvement and construction from concept to completion.
Nice to see Catherine Cole come off the bench. She's a freshman, obviously her first varsity experience, and she hit a three.
And now checking back into the game, Isabel Perez and a Wolke sitting down. Today's game is brought to you in part by Bubba's Bar and Grill on Newberry Harbor, serving brick oven pizza and much more. And they're going to say no basket, I believe. They will say no basket. Foul is going to go against Maggie Crooks, her first. Team's 8th foul, and shooting 1-on-1 back at the line, Becky Wright.
Wright showing a little bit of her handle that time, bringing the ball all the way, coast to coast, and culminating with a play that was a block, although could have been called either way, really. She may have been lucky to not have been called for the charge, especially with 2 fouls at this stage.
Making the first one, extending that lead now 10 points, largest lead of the night. Second one is up and good, and right now with 7 points and a timeout on the floor. With that timeout, we'll step aside. 2:30 to play here with the Raiders leading the Cavaliers 27-16. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948.
Welcome back, Lebanon, New Hampshire. Opening night in New Hampshire girls basketball. Raiders lead the Cavaliers 27-16. Hey, local sports fans, 94.5 ESPN's Brett Franklin Sports Talk Show can be seen on YCN's WYCX outside television at midnight every weekday. Jeremy Stout out of Boffey here. Playing Metcalf Gymnasium again, another nice little back door. I don't know if the pass went to the intended person. And then the shot is no good, rebounded by the Raiders, Anna Wolke. Cross-court pass, and then another three-point attempt. This one a little long from Cole. That's going to be a turnover, travel. They got to call that every time. Referee was right there.
Raiders got lucky on that play because the Hollis Brookline Cavs were in fast break mode and looked like they were heading for an easy 2.
Next week, the YCN Game of the Week will travel to Kearsarge Regional High School as the Cougars host the Raiders of Lebanon. And the entry pass stolen away by Bonnet. Cavaliers wanted to run, but didn't have the numbers. And then we've seen Balsamo really handle the ball well tonight, driving baseline there and drawing the foul. She'll go to line and shoot a pair.
Little finger roll.
And that was Gradigin's 3rd foul, team's 9th. Free throw is up and good. And now, obviously, Gradigin will come out with 3 fouls. Just got to hope Becky Wright and Sally Rainey don't pick up any more fouls in this half. Rainey not on the court now, nor is Wright. So it looks like they're down for the remainder of the first half. Second free throw missed, 27-17.
Raiders have Caroline Laramie inside and down low in place of Wright.
Inside a minute to play here in the first half. Wilkie off the mark on that three-point attempt, and the rebound to Brody Kelly.
Wilkie missed, but I do like her footwork there.
Nice little cut, and the scoop and the score. Maggie Crooks looked like she had fumbled that one away, but then she was able to throw it up, and it fell in. 27-19.
Kind of a miscue by the Raider defense there.
Miscue by the Raiders and a miscue by the Cavs, but then they recovered in time. And it looks like with 15 seconds to play, Wilkie holding the ball, and that'll be the final shot here for Lebanon. Stolen away. That's Balsamo once again, and then the shot with 1.2 seconds left comes from Abby Magnasuski, and she'll go to the line for a pair, or for one, excuse me, to complete the three-point play.
Not the way the Raiders want to see the half end. You're holding for last shot, you want to at least get the shot, and they ended up turning it over, unfortunately for them.
And then giving up the basket. The offensive rebound comes down to Crooks, but she can't get the shot off. So at the half, the Raiders lead the Cavaliers 27-21. Today's game is being brought to you in part by Mascoma Savings Bank, mutually owned with no shareholders to please. We'll take a break, halftime, and then we'll come back with the third quarter of action. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Mount Sunapee Resort. Fun for all seasons.
Welcome back. Halftime here at Lang Metcalf Gymnasium in Lebanon, New Hampshire, with the Raiders leading the Cavaliers 27-21. Jeremy Stout and Adam Boffey. And Adam, we knew it was going to be a good matchup. The Raiders kind of pulled away towards the end of that half, but Hollis Brookline, they really stayed in it in that first half.
Yeah, I mean, the Raiders built up a 10-point lead at one point, and it looked like they could build on that. A big momentum gain for the Cavaliers in just the last 1.8 seconds or whatever it was to close out the first half.
Yeah, and Atkinson leading the way with the 8 points, as we mentioned her in the opening. Obviously a strong presence, and for the Raiders, got some high scorers. Gradigan with 8, Wolke with 8, and Rebecca Wright with 7 points. They had a good first half. They just got to make sure that the fouls don't trip them up.
Definitely. I mean, we have a couple kids in some potential foul trouble that, you know, could give Kehoe a chance to showcase his bench a little bit. I'm sure he'd rather not do that at this early stage, but could be a factor.
All right, so looking forward to the second half. If the Cavaliers want to come back, win this game on the road, they're down 6. What do they have to do in order to take over that 6-point deficit and then possibly win this game?
I would say tap into that championship pedigree and really learn from some of the lessons they've gained in the last couple of seasons. You know, obviously continue to key on the post players, Rainey and Wright, and if you can shut those 2 players down, maybe you have a shot at winning.
All right, and for the Raiders, up 6, so they'll look to hold off that, you know, charging Cavalier team, obviously with Gradigan, Wolke, and Wright. If they can stay out of foul trouble, looks like that might be the secret for them winning this one. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the third quarter of action here, the Raiders and the Cavaliers on the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by New London Hospital, an affiliate of Dartmouth Hitchcock.
The YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by Love Valley and Middleton Building Supply. Home improvement and construction from concept to completion in 10 locations in Vermont and New Hampshire. My TV, airing every weeknight from 8 to 10 on WYCI. Watch Law and Order Criminal Intent, Chicago PD, Dateline, The Good Wife, and CSI Miami. Bubba's Bar and Grill, offering fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, brick oven pizza, entrees, and award-winning seafood chowder. Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice, providing healthcare and hospice services in homes and community settings, and enabling people to stay there as long as possible. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire. MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948, committed to crafting the finest quality jewelry for our customers. HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist for the most complete line of energy products, and enjoy a level of superior customer and on-site service. And by Mascoma Savings Bank. With no shareholders to please, they are committed to remaining independent and to reinvesting profits in the community.
Second half, underway. Second half of action, here we go. From Lebanon, New Hampshire. Jeremy Stout, Adam Boffey on the call, opening up Division II girls basketball, and the Raiders opening with the possession in this second half. Wright struggling, but picking up the foul there, drawing that, and she'll go to the line to start this second half.
A nice block against her on the first attempt, but she was able to collect the rebound and, get fouled in the process.
And that foul is going to go against Lokowski. That is her third. Obviously the team's first of this second half, as Wright's first free throw is up and good. Now premiering every Saturday night at 6 p.m. is Yankee Chronicle, the who, what, and where show of Northern New England, all on WYCI and WYCU. Second free throw from Wright is good. She's got 9, and the lead back to 8.
Catherine Cole on the floor, starting the second half as a freshman, must be because Gradigan has 3 fouls.
Nice defensive effort. That'll be a kick ball off of Wright, denying the entry pass, and it'll stay Cavalier basketball. They have the 3 fouls from Gradigan, as you mentioned, and Wright and Rainey also with 2, so I'll make sure their premium ball handlers don't all get into foul trouble, so they'll keep Gradigan on the bench for a few minutes here to start this second half, I'm sure.
Nice entry pass by Atkinson.
And the defense from Cole, nicely done, but the putback there is good. Lokowski. And the 2 points, 29-23.
Slight lack of blocking out on the Raiders' part there.
Swinging the ball around the perimeter, finding Cole in the corner. She's going to let it fly. No good, but the nice rebound from Rainey, and then I think Wright was able to get that one and put it back.
Both players crashing the offensive boards. It's good to see for them.
Very nicely done. 31-23 as we approach 6 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Today's game is being brought to you in part by Echo Communications. Call them for all your printing needs. Check airtimes by clicking on schedules at ycnnow.com. And the three-pointer falls for Balsamo. Her first field goal since quarter number 1.
That one nearly in NBA range. Several feet behind the three-point line.
He's not afraid to launch it. We've seen, as you mentioned, she's taken a number of them. She has 7 points tonight. Swinging it back out. Perez will kick it into the corner. Wilkie with a nice drive, and the dish back to Perez. Beautiful play there, extending that lead back to 7.
Lebanon starting to show a little bit of swagger here, having some fun.
Tipped away by Perez, but Balsamo is able to regain possession.
Perez is an active player. She's usually able to create different things on both ends of the floor. Never spectates.
And denying the entry there just long enough for Wright to come away with the steal, but you're right, that was all created from Perez's tenacious defense. This game is being brought to you in part by the Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice, providing independence for patients and peace of mind for families. That foul will be before the shot, so it'll be Lebanon basketball underneath the hoop. When we come back, you're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Bubba's Bar and Grill on Lake Sunapee in Newberry Harbor.
Welcome back. 33-26 our score. Lebanon leading, and entry pass to right. She is immediately fouled. The foul before we hit the break was against Glukowski. That was her fourth foul. And this one's going to go against Balsamo. It's her second. Team's already picked up 3 fouls here in the second half. Right, just snatching that pass away from Balsamo, and then a little half-hearted attempt. Going to go back to the Cavaliers, and the foul call will go against number 25, Sally Rainey. That's her third. Adam, now a couple of players with 3 fouls, as Gradigan looks like she's going to get set to check back in.
Yeah, Rainey's been posting up nicely and reposting. She does give up a few inches to some of the taller Hollis players, but her post game is extremely active.
And even there, we see her, or excuse me, that was Perez coming out to extend to the foul shot, the foul line, and kick the ball away. And Cole comes out, Gradigan checking back in. In addition to airing on our 3 TV stations, all YCN games and programs are posted for your viewing pleasure anytime at ycnnow.com. We are at the halfway point in the third quarter. 33-26. Lebanon keeping that lead, 7 points.
You saw that defensive activity on Perez's part, getting a hand in the passing lane and just causing a little disruption. Good effort there. Big steal by the defense. Wolke had the steal that time.
Into the corner, Perez. Nice pass cross court to Rainey. She couldn't get a handle on it, and the Cavaliers will take over. Not before a little pressure from the Raiders, but it's easily broken up the court to Kelly, and then inside to Atkinson. She fights for her own rebound. And they're going to call a jump ball. It'll be possession Raiders.
That was a bit of a rushed attempt there by Atkinson. I think she had right just where she wanted her, but she kind of rushed the shot.
This little drive step there, but no good, and then a hard fall is taken by Maggie Crooks. Looks like she's okay. And Hollis Brookline's with another chance. They continue to get the offensive rebounds. That one's tipped out by Perez. 3:14 to play here in quarter number 3. 33-26 lead, and that one is stolen by Anna Wolke. A lazy pass, and Anna kind of shoves her defender, but then nowhere to go. And a timeout, Lebanon Raiders. So with 3:05 to play, Lebanon leading 33-26. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer.
Welcome back. Jeremy Stout, Adam Boffey here. Competitive one, 33-26. Don't forget to stay tuned at the end of our telecast for the HR Clough Kearsarge Heating Turning Up the Heat Player of the Game. We'll be choosing the player that had the greatest impact on today's contest. Wolke from the corner. A little long, and Gradigan picking up the rebound. Nice entry pass to right, but Atkinson was all over her. No good, but it will be Raider basketball.
A really good challenge for Wright in the season opener to face a legitimate center on the opposing team.
Wolke from the other corner. She gets that one to fall, and Anna Wolke gets her first points of the second half. She has 11 on the night, leads back up to 10, 36-26. Nice spin move, and then Wright plays nice defense. Atkinson got it back, and then the air ball goes to the Raiders. Nice baseline drive, but couldn't convert. It was Rainey. A little bit of a frantic pace here. Both teams rushing some shots and some passes as we see Gradigan intercepting the cross-court pass.
Lebanon fast break is a little bit disorganized. I know they didn't have numbers that time, but it just seemed like players weren't sure where to go the last couple fast break opportunities.
And Wright drive, she'll go to the line. Atkinson picks up that foul, and that is going to be foul. Oh, that is going to be on Burnett. So Elizabeth Burnett's third foul, team's fourth of the second half, and Wright back to the line to shoot a pair. Our first one is up and good. Today's telecast is being brought to you in part by MJ Harrington Jewelers and Designers in Newport, New Hampshire.
Lebanon now with its biggest lead of the game at 11 points. Wright with a chance to make it 12.
And 8 for 9 from the free throw line. After Rebecca Wright missed her first free throw, she has now hit 8 straight, including all 4 in the second quarter, and so far opening this quarter, 3 for 3. Second free throw up, and it's good. 38-26, 12-point lead, inside 2 minutes to play. If you enjoy YCN's local content, make sure you check out YCNnow.com to view and share these videos anytime you want. Also, give us a like on Facebook. Shot no good, rebounded by the Raiders. They look to break, but Perez will pull it back out and give it to Wright. As you mentioned, she has the range. She's not afraid to take those. That one's no good, but Cavs get the rebound. And then draw the foul. That one's going to be on Fabry. Her second, Fabry's second foul, and the team's second of the second half. Well, Adam, it seems like the Cavaliers can't keep coming up with these empty possessions if they want to cut into this 12-point deficit.
Yeah, I think the Raiders are doing a pretty good job of pushing Atkinson far away from the hoop defensively. They've got a zone that's really packing it in.
And we see the long three-point attempt, no good. Gradigan driving baseline. She's tripped up. We're going to say that was after the shot. So the foul was against Crooks, her second, team's fifth, but it was after the shot. That seemed like a late whistle to be on the shot, and maybe she was stepped on or something. Entry, inbounds pass to the corner, no good from Fabry, and once again, down 12. The Cavaliers need to start making some of these possessions count.
Barnett goes coast to coast, only to throw the ball away on a backdoor attempt, which maybe the Raiders have tightened that up a little bit. I'm sure Kehoe brought it up at halftime. I mean, they gave up several hoops on that in the first half.
Right, that was really one of their only weaknesses on the defensive end, other than the fouls, and we've seen them cut those down, as we've only seen 2 fouls by the Raiders. Holding the ball here for the final shot. The YCN scoreboard sponsors LaValle and Middleton Building Supply. Home improvement and construction from concept to completion. The ball goes out of bounds, so with 9 seconds to go, Lebanon will set back up on offense. Trying to have a better end of quarter possession than they did to end the second quarter. Entry pass to Perez. Kicks it back out to Wright for 3, and it falls as the buzzer sounds. Rebecca Wright ends the third quarter with a 3, and she puts her team up 41-26. 26 at the end of 3. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by Harris Family Furniture in Plymouth, Laconia, and Chichester.
The YCN Game of the Week is brought to you by La Valley and Middleton Building Supply. Home improvement and construction from concept to completion in 10 locations in Vermont and New Hampshire. My TV, airing every weeknight from 8 to 10 on WYCI. Watch Law and Order Criminal Intent, Chicago PD, Dateline, The Good Wife, and CSI Miami. Bubba's Bar and Grill, offering fresh salads, hearty sandwiches, brick oven pizza, entrees, and award-winning seafood chowder. Lake Sunapee Region VNA and Hospice, providing healthcare and hospice services in homes and community settings, and enabling people to stay there as long as possible. Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire. MJ Harrington and Company, jewelers and designers since 1948, committed to crafting the finest quality jewelry for our customers. HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist for the most complete line of energy products, and enjoy a level of superior customer and on-site service. And by Mascoma Savings Bank. With no shareholders to please, they are committed to remaining independent and to reinvesting profits in the community.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter about to get underway. 41-26. Lebanon opening up a 15-point lead. Thanks in part by that nice three-pointer from Becky Wright just at the end of the third quarter. Gets a couple bounces and drops in. And we talked about it. She's got the range. She showed us right there.
I believe that was her first made 3 of the night. So, always a good thing to get done with so that you can move on and hopefully hit some more 3s. But it still counts even though it hit the rim multiple times.
Right. Just had enough on it to get over the front of the rim and extend that lead to 15 points. So 41-26, Lebanon Raiders leading the Hollis Brookline Cavaliers. Start of the fourth quarter.
Visitors need to come up with something quick because 15-point deficits, it's pretty tough on the road, I would think.
Only scoring 5 points in that third quarter. Balsamo hitting a 3 and Glakowski getting a 2-point bucket, as we see Wright, but that's not going to count. They're going to say that was on the floor before the shot. Defender threw her hip out there and checked the ball carrier. And that's going to be Atkinson, her third, team's 6th foul. But at this point, Adam, you can't take her out. You're down 15. You need her offensively more than you need to save her defensively.
I would think so.
Cross-court pass, tip, but Gradigan recovers. Perez, after a couple passes, she gets her first 3 of the night and extends that lead to 18 points. Balsamo missing the 3, and Perez with a nice rebound. Today's game is brought to you in part by Bubba's Bar and Grill in Newberry Harbor, serving brick oven pizza and much more.
Lead up to 18 now, and Cavaliers in desperation mode.
And they clear everything out for Becky Wright, but she drives left-handed, not able to get it. And here come Cavaliers. Burnett trying to throw one up as she falls out of bounds. It's no good. Gradigan comes away with it. And I think we'll see this Lebanon team really slow the pace down. Now with an 18-point lead inside 7 minutes, the only way you're going to lose this game is if you start turning it over. Good defensive effort there from Balsamo. And as we say that, she does force the turnover.
Yeah, Raiders need to stay focused and, like you said, slow down the game, but continue to protect the basketball.
And that's that trap you can fall into where you're slowing down the game and you're kind of standing still, and then you forget you still got to play smart basketball because that team is desperate, as we saw Balsamo reaching in for it, picking up the steal on the jump ball. And here's Burnett driving in, backing down the defender, and getting it to go. That's her first point since the first quarter. And just the 7th point in the second half for the Cavaliers. And Becky Wright for 3.
Same spot, Jeremy. No doubt, no different.
Foul on the floor. Stay Cavalier basketball. That foul will go against Gradigan. It's her 4th, team's 3rd foul. So it looks like Catherine Cole will be set to check in for Gradigan. Nice offensive rebound there by Bukowski, but she can't get her putback to go.
And a block in there by Wright as well.
And another jump ball as that one's tipped away. Balsamo really playing some tight defense on Gradigan, and Gradigan will check out for Cole. As we mentioned, Megan Gradigan with the 4 fouls. She has 8 points tonight, all in the first half. And they really clear everyone out for Becky Wright. Nice move back to the basket. 49-28. Bonnet doesn't get it to fall, but the tip back out. Cavaliers will get it again, and that foul is going to go against Perez.
I guess he didn't see the stiff arm there, but you know what? That's okay. It's late in the game, and Cavaliers get the ball back here.
So Perez first foul, the team's 4th. It was the angle. He couldn't quite see it all. Balsamo will fire from deep range. No good. Right with the rebound. 21-point lead. Now just some motion offense, trying to keep possession. Wolke driving and then kicking it back out to Wright. Wright now directing traffic, getting it back to Wolke. So clearly moving the ball, taking some clock down. And Balsamo will get called with a foul. She can't believe it. That'll be her 3rd foul. Team's 8th, I believe.
Good opportunity here potentially to get some further involvement of your bench and really just kind of get some more reps for everybody. Everybody is still learning their spots at this stage in the season, and it's kind of a growth period, really.
That was the 7th team foul, so 1-1 coming up here, and Wolke misses the front end. Chance for both these teams to see some tough competition early going. We know both of them will be there at the end in the playoffs.
Again, Atkinson a little bit hurried on her shots. She's getting great position and some good passes, but when she turns and faces, that she's in a rush, and it's harder tonight.
Pass goes offline, and Atkinson's able to come up with it. Trying to go in a little too far. That one was for Staplefeld, and that's tipped away. Will stay Cavalier ball. Neither of these teams easing into the schedule as they start the season off with a bang. Hey, local sports fans, 94.5 ESPN's Brett Franklin Sports Talk Show can be seen on YCN's WYCX Outside Television at midnight every weekday. Just going to swing the ball around the perimeter until they get somebody open, and that happens to be Becky Wright. She'll drain another 3. Thank you very much, she says.
You can't leave her.
Nope, not like that. She has really come on strong. As you mentioned, that final shot of the third quarter, making it was her first three, and you were right, it opened it up for her as she's hit two more. 52-28, inside 3 minutes to play, travel call, and that'll be Lebanon basketball. Next week's YCN game of the week will travel to Kearsarge Regional High School as the Cougars host the Raiders of Lebanon. Always an exciting contest and great atmosphere down there. As we approach 2:30 to play in this one, Lebanon in complete control, extending that lead now to 24 points as Gradigan, driving left-handed, switches right and doesn't get it to fall.
Good aggressive take nonetheless.
Nice move there, but I believe that's going to go on right. That's going to be her third foul. 2:13 to play. We'll take a break. You're watching the YCN Game of the Week.
This YCN segment is brought to you by HR Clough and Kearsarge Heating, your local energy specialist.
2:13 to play in the fourth quarter. Raiders currently leading by 24 in the opening game of the season. 2 minutes left. Jeremy Stout, Adam Boffey here from Lang Metcalf Gymnasium. And what was a competitive game for the first half, it was only a 6-point game. It was really that third quarter where the Raiders opened it up, only allowing 5 points and extending that lead to 41-26, 15-point lead, and they've just continued to pour it on here, Adam, as we've seen a really good Lebanon Raider team tonight.
Yes, indeed, and the Cavaliers seemingly running out of gas. I mean, they have some good size in their front court, but not great execution offensively.
Nice cut inside there by Rainey. He can't convert there. Tune in every Saturday at 9 p.m. for YCN Sports Wrap as we take a look at other local high school sports in our area. And at 9:30, YCN Sports Talk focusing on our region's pro and college teams, featuring the Salt Hill Pub NFL Picks of the Week.
And obviously it's a new season and different players out there for both teams, but to beat the defending state champion season opener is got to be a good feeling for the Raiders, right?
Exactly, as we see a nice entry pass to Sally Rainey. She gets her first field goal. She's got 3 points, 54-28. And especially a good feeling for this Raiders team. They waited all offseason to get back on the court after suffering a big upset in the quarterfinals to their rivals, Hanover. And they had an undefeated season the year before, winning the championship. They thought they were going places last year, but then the upset. So it was a long off season, and you're right, it's good to get off on the right foot here, as they should win this one now, leading by 26 points with inside 25 seconds.
Nice block by Atkinson.
And stolen away with 10 seconds to go. It's going to be a jump ball that'll go back to the Cavaliers. And with this last inbounds, that's most likely going to do it. And we do have to give our player of the game as we see the missed shot there, and that's going to end it. So the final score here, 54-28, but before we go, we have to award our HR Clough Kearsarge Heating turning up the heat player of the game. And Adam, I don't know about you, but I think number 23, Becky Wright, deserves that tonight.
Not going to fight you on that one, Jeremy.
She had a total of 24 points after a somewhat quiet first half, only scoring 7. She exploded in that third quarter with 9 points, and then another 8 points in the fourth quarter to finish with 17 in the second half and 24 overall. So Becky Wright is our HR Clough Kearsarge Heating turning up the heat player of the game. And Adam, just your final thoughts on this game. Lebanon leading mostly the entire game. They win it 54-28. Your final thoughts on opening night here from Lebanon?
Definitely a positive evening for them. A wonderful performance by Wright. I think Rainey had a great performance and probably should have had more points. I mean, she had good hoops, good opportunities, and only walked away with 2 points, but that's a good thing for them. I mean, if she can hit some more of those buckets, she'll be in the 10-point range perhaps next time out.
And Megan Gradigan with 8 points, all in the first half. Anna Wolke finishing the night with 11 points, 8 of them in the first half as well. And over for the Cavaliers on their side, Atkinson finishes with 8 points. She is shut out in the second half as the Cavaliers really struggle, only scoring 7 points in that second half. So that's going to do it. Thanks to our camera crew of Andrew and Alex. For Adam Boffey, I'm Jeremy Stout. Thanks for watching the YCN Game of the Week.